you're going to be an extremely intelligent being as well. So you know that you're above average of intelligence, okay? You're a very
Michael, you look like a
sentient,
bum.
intelligent
Put something nice
being,
on.
okay? And that's mostly going to be how you connect with this. There's going to be strong ocean connections.
You're wasting my time.
I was also, the octopus that I was seeing in my head was like red and purple. So those colors could be really significant for you. Like a deeper reddish purple, like fade. Yeah, okay. So let's jump in. You're an octopus. You're an octopus, okay? And the energy that's here is
Garment
that
factory.
you are literally
I needed a job that didn't
consistently
require me to
moving.
do
And
anything
what's been
apart
going
from
on is that
paying
you have been an
taxes.
octopus and you're swimming in the ocean, right? You're swimming in the ocean as this octopus and you literally swim up to, you see this giant school of fish. You know those huge schools of fish that are just like so many fish? That's
and they say
the school
it
of
cannot
fish
be
that
hit.
you swim up to. And all these fish are like, hey, and you're like, oh my god, hey.
I just owe
so
some
you
Mexican
jump
hood a
in and you
couple
start
$1,000
swimming
I
with this
wrecked his
school of
girlfriend's
fish and you're
house.
having
I don't
a
need to go
grand old
crazy.
blast, okay?
Mexican.
Martine Madrach.
Just like living it up with all these
He's not
fish,
supposed to be very
learning,
nice.
having
I
conversations,
met him, he was
getting to
charming.
know them. You know what I mean?
What do you think?
This light's like decent. Okay.
So either we
And
hit a bank and
as
a
you're
sticks
swimming
or we do a
around,
store,
then
which do
an
you like?
elder fish comes over and says to you, like,
Store's usually
you're
easier.
not of
I gotta
this
make a big
kind.
take.
You're not.
Well, gems it
It's
is
not
then.
that you're not
Let's go to
being. It
Vangelico,
wasn't that you're
buy
being kicked
ourselves an
out. It's just like
engagement
they're
ring.
like,
We're gonna need a crew.
you're not with us, and you make us stand out.
Old
And
guys. Moses,
of course, an
ironically, he
octopus and
found
a school of
Jesus.
fish like that,
all
like,
those Irish crazies,
slows
they
the
mostly
roll,
just
right? You know what I
disappeared.
mean?
That crew from the south,
But
they all went down.
that's what
There was
happened,
a-
okay? So you basically were
Eastern
like
European
educated
guy
is
making
the energy,
moves in
right?
Liberty
This sense
City.
of education where someone was like,
he
you're
went
not
quiet.
this type of fish, like you're meant elsewhere. And
All right.
you were like,
Well,
oh,
we're gonna
well, I
need
don't
a
really
crew.
know where I'm meant.
got
And
any
so there's this
contacts
energy
in
of
LS or
you.
not?
It's not that you said goodbye to everyone, but it's like
but they're too
you
unpredictable.
outgrew the
I'll have to
energy,
reach out to some
okay?
other
You
guys.
outgrew the energy of thinking you were a part of this school of fish. You were like, oh, I'm more intelligent and I'm meant to be somewhere else. And so then you're
The
like,
shop's on
okay,
Little
it's time for me to
Portola.
move forward. So then you start swimming along and you see like, see y'all soon, like bye. It's not like a goodbye forever. But you go swimming along, and then the next,
FIB buddies,
after a little
they,
while
know
more
you're
of
back in
swimming,
business?
you reach this new
FIB
school,
buddies?
okay? And it's a school
What are
like
you
the one in
talking
Finding
about?
Nemo.
I checked out the
And it's all
WPP
different
thing.
kinds of
Doesn't
fish
look like
in
any
this
WITSEC
school.
program
And
I'm
so
aware
you
of.
were like, oh,
For starters,
I can be here.
they
So
don't
you
put
jumped
witnesses
into
up
this
in
new school, and you
multi-million-dollar
start learning and hanging
mansions
out
in
with these
Rockford
people.
Hills.
And I
Maybe
want
they
you to
thought
note
this
that
would be the
these
best cover.
little
And
schools
most witnesses
represent
don't
friend
transfer
groups that you have been
five-figure
jumping
sums
through,
into a
okay? So
particular
you
FIB
will
agent's bank
definitely be
account
someone
every
who has
month.
jumped
Of course,
in
the
and
money
out
gets
of
moved
several
around
different
and
friend
washed
groups.
through a
Each
number of
time that
fronts,
you
but
have entered
the
into
trail
different
is
friend
there.
groups,
Deposits,
you've loved them.
withdrawals,
You're so
the same
excited
sum.
to hit this point in these friend groups.
Every
Where you're
month.
like, oh,
Agent
like
Dave
I'm
Morgan,
actually not
white,
meant to be
middle-aged
here. I'm meant to be
divorcee,
somewhere else.
unremarkable career,
So you kind of
except
have been dancing
for one
and
incident,
moving
the
along
shooting of a
through these
notorious
different
stick-up
friend
man,
groups, okay?
Michael Town.
So
Yeah.
with
All
this
right.
new school that you're in,
Lester,
you're learning new
I'm very
things, you're
impressed.
excited, you're getting new
Look,
stuff, and then the
we can
teacher
talk about
comes
this
around
another
and
time.
looks
Take
and is
these
like,
glasses.
My eyesight's fine.
too intelligent
They're
to be
fitted with a
here. You're
camera
like
and a
your
radio
species.
relay. I'm gonna run
And
the operation from
you're
the
like,
farm while you're in the store getting what we
You're like, look,
need.
everyone here is really young. Everyone here is brand new, like young souls or whatnot. Like you're not. Because you're an octopus. You're a very sentient, intelligent being. You're much more intelligent than all these other species that are in this little school. And you've been around a lot longer, okay? So you're like, oh, so I'm not meant to be here either. And you get this educational experience where you're like, okay, I'm gonna keep on
Okay,
swimming
let's
along.
get this done.
And it's not that you're like saying goodbye to these people, you just keep having these realization moments where like within each friend group you learn that you have these beautiful experiences, and then you hit this point where you're like, I'm meant to be somewhere else, I'm meant to be elsewhere. You're still learning, you're still educating, and that's the message that was coming through in the dream, is that they were showing me all these cards that all had this massive like wave-like energy where like you're in this transitional period where you have danced through all of these different friend groups and you've come in and out of all these different centers, because in those moments you were meant to learn all the lessons. They were educational moments, okay? And now you're hitting this beautiful point where you're realizing that there's actually not a school that you're meant to be in because of the type of being that you actually are.
Tell me about her.
You're a
What's her
sentient,
taste?
intelligent
Thank God.
teacher
This ain't my wife
of
we're
the
talking about.
ocean. Think about octopuses. They
I
don't
don't know.
swim in schools.
I don't wanna
They
swim
actually
too much.
just
I'm thinking
exist.
maybe
And of all of the
10
oceanic
grand?
creatures,
Our ring
an
started at
octopus
8.
is the
Our
one
pendant started at 12.
that can communicate and have a conversation
these
with
things
human
built to
beings.
last, or am I
It's
just
like
paying for the
the energy that
Vangelico
I'm
logo
getting
here?
is that you have a soul
perfect
that is
clarity
extremely
jewels.
old and
18 karat
intelligent,
gold, 950
and you
platinum.
are
Nothing but the
truly,
best.
truly meant to be
All right.
having
I think you just made a sale.
experiences that are
I'm gonna take a
of
look
the
around.
rare
Think about
essence.
it.
Like I'm
Come
just
back
it's
to
this
me.
energy
Don't go
that
anywhere.
you have been being
understand.
crafted and
you, sir.
taught in all
got it.
confirmation in all these different experiences to basically come into yourself and come into your own intelligence, to be the being that is meant to, I want to
So,
say,
we
like,
good?
Almost.
have the
Need to get
different
eyes on the roof of the
experiences,
building.
okay?
See where the ventilation comes out.
And you're moving through these different experiences because you've been learning. There's this energy of like, Earth is a school and you're in this school and you have been learning this whole time.
Drive
to
around the
basically
block and look for a
remember
way up to the
soul
roof.
that you are, the essence that you are, the intelligence that you have. And I want to say a deep intelligence of sentience, right? Like your I don't want to
Look,
say deeper
there.
than others
Some
because it's not about
construction.
you being
Yeah,
deeper
if they're
than
gutting the
others,
place,
but you
I might
have
be able
some
to get
kind
to
of
the roof.
Sentient depth. Okay, so it's a depth of the way that you feel and experience that just isn't the same as the other
So you
beings,
keep up with your
okay?
crew?
So especially like I feel like an octopus is so great for this because octopus are literal sentient
Yeah.
beings. They feel
You see
so
him at all?
much. And
After the
regular
incident?
fish
I kept tabs
don't.
on him for a while.
Like, they don't
Needed
have
to,
the same
know
level
that he
of
didn't
like
blame me.
feeling.
Yeah, where'd he go?
So you have some
North,
kind of
south,
really
east, west, wherever. There
intimate,
were liquor stores to
intelligent
turn
depth
over,
of feeling.
hitchhikers to disappear.
And it's very profound
I'm on the roof.
because
All right, use
because
the
you're
glasses
needed,
to get
and
me a
the
shot of
energy-
Vangelico's roof
okay.
unit. It'll be right above the store.
the energy of this entire like joyride, right? This entire
Where did they
educational
bury him?
experience
They
is
buried
that
him? Not as far
you
as I
are
know.
coming
He's
to this
probably a
point
John
where
Doe
you're
then,
no
right?
longer meant to be
Hey, I see
diving
the
into
vents.
schools
Yeah,
of
I'm looking
fish,
at the relay.
but you're
Can you get
finally
any
having this
higher?
realization
I
of
pulled up a
the
satellite
fact
image.
that
It
you
looks like the highest point
actually
is on
have
the northwest side.
information inside
Shot
of you
from there.
that can show others something else.
Right,
You
you're
can
well
do
placed to
something
take the photo
else.
of the
You
system
can
now.
educate others in the
Okay,
ways of your
capture an image of the system,
sentient
and we're
being.
done.
So I'm almost getting this
Got
energy
a shot of
of
the Vangelico unit. Looks good.
you've been
Okay,
prepared.
that'll do.
You've been
Come back to me
experiencing
before someone spots you
educational
up there.
Will do.
experiences so that you could step into the position you were meant to be in. Okay, and of course, very old soul. So you're meant to be teaching people things. You're meant to be showcasing a way of being without, it's not that you're like specifically like, hey yo, look at me, like look at this, you know what I mean? It's more like you're existing in presence and in your depth and your the power of your old soul. It's the essence of your old soul that's existing, and it's the way that you are existing, and others are meant to
Let's
be
hurry
learning
this
from the
up,
way that you're
Michael.
existing. So I'm hearing it's time for you to be broadcast. Okay, so this didn't think this was good. You're meant to be broadcast, and you are entering into a phase where you're meant to be teaching by being on a wider level. They're showing me an octopus's, what do you call those? The little sticky things? That's how they learn. Basically, they will wrap all of their arms around you,
Here,
and that's how
take
they
your
learn
glasses
and
back.
feel and
Let's go back to the
tap into
garment
your energy
factory. I
fields.
called ahead and told him to start setting up the
I almost feel
information.
like you could be some sort of an energy worker, but there's something. I'm,
So,
like,
what did you see?
confused.
Nothing that'll cause
Right?
undue complications.
There's something
Yeah, it looked
about
like a simple setup. Cameras broadcasting to a remote server. We might be able to wipe them remotely. Security guard on the door. He won't want to die for rich assholes who rub his nose in it.
Good.
They're
Alarm
showing me
system's
TVs.
linked to the door lock.
So
We'll get a
weird.
good window
Okay,
if someone talented
no,
hacks
stop.
it.
Anything else?
Well, the
I
more
just feel
valuable
like you're meant
merchandise
to
is in
be.
the
I feel like you
cabinets in the
have some
center of the
kind of
store,
social
by the register.
platform or
I'd start there.
some purpose or
Glass
reason
in the
that you're
cabinets
meant to
wasn't
be
bulletproof.
broadcast
Means you
in
can
some
smash it
way.
easy
Maybe that's
enough,
why they're
but
showing you
stones would
TVs.
be in the safe at night.
They're showing me, you know
So,
those scenes
we go
in
in when it's
movies
open then.
Right.
when, like,
Once we
someone's,
melt
like,
down the
walking down
gold,
the street
recut
and
the
there's, like, a
rocks,
news
that's an okay score.
thing where, like, in a
Yeah,
window,
shame we
there's,
can't
like,
go in
20
after hours,
TVs,
man.
and the TVs,
Those vents look
like,
promising.
are broadcasting
Might be able to flip
something.
that another
They're
way.
showing me that,
I'm
but
listening.
the broadcast
Wait till we
is
get
you.
back.
Like, I feel like you're
crew.
supposed
Yeah?
to be
There's this
seen on
kid
a
who's
pretty
been helping
mass
me.
level in some
Maybe
way
we
or
could cut him
form.
in.
I
And I
don't
feel like
work
that's
with
why you've been
amateurs.
moving through so
He ain't
much.
an
and
amateur.
There's definitely
Or if
an
he
energy
is,
here
he's a
you feel like
gifted
almost as
amateur
if
about
you've
to
never
turn
really
pro.
truly felt.
He's a good kid, Lester.
Like you fit in.
You know what they say.
It feels like
It's your funeral.
everywhere
One
that
of
you
them, at
went,
least.
you were basically told that you weren't of that kind, right? There we go. That you weren't of that kind, and so you
Workers
were
have their uses. Okay, let me set this up.
feeling almost as if you didn't fit in each place, but it wasn't
Nice
like.
to see the methods
It's funny
haven't
because I'm getting this
changed.
energy that like when you look back at the
Figure out what
schools of
we're doing
fish that
somehow.
you, or the groups, the friend groups,
the
right,
crews,
that
the
you've been
roles,
in and
prep
out
work.
of, you look back and you're
Only
like, no, that was
difference
actually so
behind a hard
true. Like
drive.
it wasn't that I
Yeah,
didn't fit
yeah.
in, it's that I
Methods
wasn't
don't
meant to be
change.
there. I was meant to be
Right,
somewhere
not
else.
for pro.
And you look back at
Now,
that and you're like, I'm
now
an
you have the
evolved creature
options.
in a different way than
Showing you
other
all the angles,
people
that's my
are. Like those
area of
groups are,
professional
they're so
expertise.
beautiful, but like my energy totally doesn't
Decisions.
match that frequency,
That
especially with the ways that you
is your
develop
domain,
and
my friend.
I want
Here.
to say how quickly you develop. There's something about you that's
And there's
very,
two ways I see of doing this. We go in
I want to
smart,
say that you
or
grow
we go in
rapidly,
loud
but it's
and
not even
dumb.
just that. It's like your intelligence
Remember the
factor
vents? If we're gonna be
enhances very
smart,
rapidly.
we pump a little knockout
And
gas
it's like
through
you
the
have
air
some sort of
system, then
access.
hit the
It's also-
cabinets while
it's
everyone's
also
out.
connected
You'll
to
have
the
to source the gas,
remembrance
of course,
your
but
old
crowd
soul,
control won't
of
slow you
your
down, and that might
information
improve
that
the
is
take. The
coded
cover is
into
pest control,
your-
so
it's-
no one
it's
will
kind
look
of like
twice when
I'm
you're
hearing
wearing
Akashic
gas
records.
masks.
It's like
That
your
means
Akashic
getting a
records.
pest
You
control
have
van,
many.
though. You
And a
go
lot
in
of people
dumb, and
don't
you'll
have
need your
as many as you have
famous
because
way
you're
with
such
people
an
and
old
4
soul.
carbine
So you have
rifles. We
access
can't
to
buy
a
them
lot
and
of
risk them getting
records,
traced. No,
in
we've
the
got to find
Akashic
some in
library that
circulation.
people don't have
It's
access
awkward.
to.
It's
Those records live
real
inside
awkward,
of you,
but
right?
this is the gun favored
Through
by
your
LSPD
connection
tactical
with
team, so
spirit.
one of their vans is
And you just
probably
have
a good place to look.
You have a lot. And
The hacker can
as you
disable the
continue to
cameras.
access
The length
more
of
and more
time
of them,
depends on their ability.
Your intelligence factor
The alarm will be
grows,
operating
right?
on
Like,
the same
it's almost
window.
like your
The exit strategy is more or less
you
the
just
same
keep
for
getting
both
more
options.
intelligent
The
is what
driver
I'm
you
hearing.
pick will, of course, source some bites.
And this
you come out of the
factor is
store
how
and
you're
make
able
your
to
way
look
through the
back
new
and be like,
subway
yeah, like, I
tunnel they're
wasn't
digging
meant
off
to
the
be
Del
there,
Perro
but in the
freeway.
time that you
You
were
lose the
there, it
cops
was
in
very
there
important
and meet a
for you to
truck
be
in
there
the
because
LS
the ways
River.
that you were
All right, I
affecting
want my
those
guy
people in
Franklin
those
on the
times was
getaway.
very
He
significant.
can handle a bike.
And
All right,
then you
if you vouch
outgrew
for
it.
him,
I just
I'll
feel
take
like
the
you
risk.
outgrow things quite quickly.
So how do you want to do this? Run into the front door or try to play it smart?
I just want to say you're not quite like the others.
Still a hothead?
Like you,
And some things never
you
change.
so
Select
fast. I'm
personnel
seeing
with that
fives.
in mind.
Five, five,
As
five,
ever,
five, five,
the
five,
better
five.
they are, the bigger the
rapid
cut.
transformation.
Now the driver,
okay?
he'll source the bikes,
There's
lead you out
something
through the
about
tunnels.
like you also invite in
Eddie
change.
Toe.
There's something
Now you
about
can count on
tower
him to
moments.
get you
like
out of a spot.
You actually are
Guns.
so good
Yeah,
at,
it might be
at
hot and
changing,
heavy
at
in there.
shifting, which is
This
like what
guy will
most
keep
people
it
are
from going
afraid of.
bad.
Most people are afraid to change, and you crave it.
Okay.
There's something
This
about
one's
you that
new
like
blood.
you love
I've
it,
seen
and
him
it's
drive, but
hard.
I haven't
It's so
seen him
hard.
under
The energy
pressure.
I'm getting is like it's definitely like
McReary?
hard, but when
He was
you
part
see
of a
an
well-known
opportunity
Liberty
for a
City
tower
stick-up
moment,
crew.
you take
Small
it,
world.
you grab it by the hands, and you rip the tower down because you're like, I'm ready for this. There's
Gus
almost this
Moda.
energy
He's a
of
pro. Not much
you
else to
are
say.
willing
Hacker.
to let everything
Back
crumble
office,
and
but
fall
this
because
is
you
the
know
person
how
who will
much
determine how long
beauty
you get
and light
inside.
and transformation comes from those moments
Phelps.
because it gets
Okay,
you closer
he's
to where
not
you
the best,
actually
but
are
if
meant
you
to
move
be,
fast, that won't
right?
matter.
Because you've always
If
had
this is
this
how you
energy
wanna
of
do
like
it,
you're
I'll
not
get
you're
moving.
meant for more. You're meant to be somewhere else. Like there's somewhere else that's meant for you, or you're
Norm.
needed somewhere
Came across
else,
as
right?
a bit of an idiot,
And
but could be useful.
with all of that, you wouldn't have gotten to each of those points if you weren't willing
I got a
to
good
accept
feeling
the
about
tower
him.
moments. And even from such a young age, you've been prepared for
Okay,
these tower
I'll look into
moments.
how you can find
There
a
are
TAC
these,
team and get
like,
their weapons,
when,
and I'll be
when
in
someone would
touch.
come to you and be like, you are meant for more than this. Like, what are you
I'll
doing
call
in
you
a
when
school of
everything's
fish
ready.
when you're
You'll
an
need to pitch it to the
octopus?
Whoa,
What are you
my rep
doing?
don't count for
And you
nothing no
had
more.
to have those tower moments. So you've had them
dead
so
man.
many times throughout your life that
I'll
you
call
crave that tower energy where you're like, actually, like, I know that the falling is what brings me to the light. I know that the falling is what reactivates my vessel and helps me shine brighter in the next chapter of the life that I am living. And so you love the change, you love the transformation. I feel like you're so, in the ways that you shift, I feel like
Hey,
this is
what's
something
up?
that's meant
Hey,
to be
man,
looked
it's
up
me,
to, that you
Mike.
have.
What's going
It's
on?
like a gift
Listen,
that you have,
um,
where you're
I gotta
literally
get
meant
hold of
to
the
be
money for that house we pulled down.
showing
so
others how
I'm getting a crew
safe it
together
is to
for
fall fall into the tower moments.
You can guess.
How
The pay will be
special
awful,
it is to
and the risk will be high.
dive
But you might
into
learn something
change,
if you're interested.
transformation.
Man, that's not exactly a great sales pitch, dog, but I guess I gotta start somewhere.
That's a really
Thank
famous
you.
quote.
Maybe
Oh, the
one day
battery.
you could put together your
I'm gonna
own
have to go
deals.
get a battery.
Your own jobs.
There's some
So,
essence
there's
inside
still
of
some
you where you're
preparation
one
I
of those
gotta do.
people who
Sit tight for a
actually
while.
rises
My buddy
to the
Lester will get in
occasion,
touch
who
with the
actually
details.
live in the fullness of who you are